Good evening. Thank you for waiting. I'm Dan Thomas. I'm the Communications Director and the spokesman for the President of the UN General Assembly. Thank you for attending this media stakeout following today's informal dialogue of the General Assembly. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. António Guterres, the former United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and former Prime Minister of his country, Portugal, which has nominated him as a candidate for the position of the next Secretary General of the United Nations. Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen from the media, thank you very much for your presence. I want, first of all, to congratulate the President of the General Assembly for this excellent demonstration of transparency in the UN system. And I was very pleased to have this opportunity. And I would like to say that this shows an important direction for the future of the organization. I'm here with humility, available for public service. As I had the opportunity to say inside the session room, I believe that I'm an extremely privileged person, that I've been given the opportunity to serve in different capacities, accumulating a wide range of experiences, and this creates an obligation for public service. I remember I started my citizenship activities working as a volunteer in the slums of Lisbon. And that made me understand, as the terrible problems that the population there was facing, that there was no solution for them but a political solution. And that's why I became a politician. And then one day I discovered that politics also have its limitations. And at a certain moment, I thought that others should be better placed to follow in my country, the leadership of the party and of the country. And then I had this extraordinary opportunity to serve the most vulnerable of the vulnerable as High Commissioner for Refugees for more than 10 years. And again, you can't imagine the frustration to be trying to support people in desperate situations and knowing that we have no solution for their plight, because the solution, as it was the case in the slums of Lisbon, is political. And that is why I think that in no other place in the world we have more chances to address, as I said, the root causes of human suffering than in the center of the UN system. That is the reason why I am a candidate.
Thank you.
Any question?
Question over here. Please.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Guterres. We were very impressed.
You will need to speak a little bit louder.
Sorry. Thank you. My name.
Organization.
Yes, sure. Shauna McGee with Kyoto News. You were the only candidate who answered the question about the total elimination of nuclear weapons. So would you elaborate a little bit on your answer? It leaves us a bit puzzled about whether it's just a dream or is it possible. What would you do if elected in this post? Thank you.
I think that what I said in the room is exactly what I can say. I do believe that it is difficult to elaborate more on things where my competence doesn't simply exist. I have a dream. It's to member states that belong the possibility to one day my dream becoming true.
Another question? Here's a question here. Thank you.
Navina Lala from ARD German TV. How are you planning to finance your campaign?
To find?
Finance, yeah.
Finance.
My campaign?
Yeah.
Well, my campaign is very cheap, first of all. And secondly, the Portuguese government is paying for the expenditures, plane tickets and hotels in my movements around, and also for the very small logistic support that I have. But I'm not worried about the Portuguese capacity to respect the budgetary limits because of that. As you know, Portugal is in a complex process in related to budgetary limits. I don't think that this will be a problem.
There's a gentleman here.
Ben Oreskes from Politico Europe. I wonder if you could say a little bit more. Refugees are being sent back about...
Sorry?
Refugees, migrants are being sent back from Greece. I wonder if you could say a little bit more. You said in there, very articulate, about how Europe needs refugees. What more could the European Commission be doing?
Well, I think that, first of all, you still remember what I said when I was High Commissioner for Refugees, and the only thing I can tell you is that I fully support what the present High Commissioner for Refugees and UNHCR is saying at the present moment.
Mr. Gutierrez, Margaret Bashir with Voice of America. You covered so many different topics. Can you tell us what you think the #1 priority facing the UN is in the next decade, because the next Secretary General will be, his tenure will
As I said, prevention, prevention, prevention. You heard we are spending 70% of our resources in peacekeeping, and in peacekeeping where there is no peace to keep. We are seeing the impacts of climate change. We are seeing the problems of inequality and lack of inclusivity in development in many parts of the world. So to prevent with an holistic approach, which means to address the 3 pillars of the UN activity from a prevention perspective, is clearly my personal priority.
Hi, Dave Bryan with the AP. How much of an obstacle do you think it is? Of an obstacle to your campaign do you think it is that you're neither from Eastern Europe nor a woman?
I don't know, and I leave that to the decisions of the member states in the General Assembly and the Security Council. There is a set of criteria. It's up to them to make a hierarchy of those criteria and to decide according to their own sovereign capacity. Thank you very much.
I have a quick question.
Thank you very much.